All right. Let's go. Welcome back to yet another episode of Two Plant-Based Brothers. I am William the teacher. This is my brother.
Daniel Nowotnik, Beer on the Trail.
All right. So, yes, I would like to give a special shout out to lots of people out there. This has been quite an epic week. As you guys know, this is Friday. It's going to be released on Friday, whatever, the 20th of February. So happy Lunar New Year to you, Daniel, and everyone out there who celebrates Lunar New
Yes.
Year. Congratulations. Happy Ash Wednesday to all of our people of the Catholic faith, and happy Ramadan to our Muslim brothers and sisters. So quite a bit going on this week. So,
Right.
Daniel, how was your week going so far?
Celebrating all of them, right? It's been going great. Yeah. So
Yeah.
haven't celebrated Ramadan yet. However, haven't fasted yet. However, but I have started my Lent goal, right? Which is no processed breads, essentially. No bread of any kind, no tortillas, no tortilla chips, anything in that umbrella. And last minute, I decided to go off caffeine also during Lent. So far, so good today.
Yeah. So far, so good. In case you can't guess, we are actually recording on Ash Wednesday, so it is our first thing. But for those of you we talked about last week, you watched the video. We threw out a challenge. Have you seen last week's video? Go back and watch it. Plant-based for Lent is the challenge. See what you can do. Go ahead, let us know where you're at. We'll check in with you every week, see how you're doing. Obviously, it's very early for us, and it's obvious for those who've been watching this show the last couple weeks. Today's been very easy for me because it is
What?
Raw Wednesday. It's Raw
Oh, there we
Wednesday,
go.
guys. That's a piece of cake. You can avoid all processed foods. Yeah, so I definitely want to be 100% plant-based and almost completely whole foods. I did mention that a few things that I'm going to allow myself to have, such as the tofu and things that are packaged. But Daniel, just a really quick thing on Raw Wednesday, since I've been doing this for a few weeks.
Mhm.
I have to find another way. So guess how, like, if you look at last week, the percentage of my calories from fat, what do you think the percentage was?
No idea, but I think, did you use a lot of nuts? I can't remember.
Just take a guess. I'm not going to answer any questions.
I have no idea.
Over 50%. That's right. Yeah,
Wow.
over 50%. I think. And so far today, if you look at what I consumed, so one avocado, a
Hmm.
handful of sunflower seeds, right? About 10 almonds. And that's like the majority of my calories right there. It was just a handful of seeds because the rest,
Hmm.
some berries, a banana. That's right. I'm eating bananas. Watch out. People think
Oh.
that's crazy. Um, and spinach,
Hmm.
carrots,
Hmm.
onions. These things just don't pack enough calories to
Hmm.
offset that. So I would say I'm like vegan keto right now on Wednesday. So
Right.
yeah. Anyway, feel great. It's wonderful. And then I can't wait to eat some cooked food tomorrow. That's the best thing, is looking forward to Thursday. But
Yeah.
no chips, no cookies, no sugar,
Good.
no processed. And that's it. We'll see how the challenge goes. We'll check in with you each week and see how you're doing. So let's get to the reason why we're here today, Daniel.
Yes.
What
Right.
can you see behind me?
I see an epic view. Somewhere in there, downwards, yeah, right over there is Cuyamaca Lake, right? So this is East County, East San Diego County, where William and I spent a night and did a couple hikes, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was actually once again, to go back to the reason, the purpose why we're doing these things. We've set goals, right? 2026, a year that we're going to do more hikes. We're going to be doing hikes together. We're going to be outside
Mhm.
in preparation for a long-term goal of 2029 of hiking the PCT. So this is just something that we've been working on, and really really cool to be outside and to do this, Daniel. But how, you mentioned that we went camping. What was the
Mhm.
purpose of going camping? Why not just drive up and go for the hike?
Yeah, well, we really wanted to start getting into the feel of what it would be like as if we were waking up on the trail, on the PCT in particular. That's what we're training for, and pack whatever we wanted to eat for, I think, basically 3 meals. So the dinner the night before, breakfast, and lunch the next day. And that's what we did. Kind of tested some gear. I had some old gear, you had some gear, some new stuff too, and kind of play around with it. Just see, can we go up this mountain with a full pack?
And that was a big deal, was getting trying to get as much weight on as we could.
Hmm.
That without, obviously we're not going to break the whole bank and buy everything now for something that we're going to look forward to doing in 3 years.
Right.
However, I will tell you this, that I bought those trekking poles and bought new shoes before we went on this one, and it made a world of difference. I honestly don't think I would have made it down without
Mhm.
those trekking poles. So um,
Yeah, it was
thank you for taking me
incredibly,
shopping.
incredibly rocky on the way down.
Yeah, and so we'll kind of talk about that. But we got into camp in the afternoon, about 2 p.m.
Mhm. Yep.
We went for a couple miles hike around, and it was nice, very gradual. We had fun with the major river crossing that we had to
Yeah.
do, but really beautiful and but ultimately cold. Um,
Yes, chilly for sure. What do
Really,
we? It got
and
in like the 40s before we went to bed, and then it
yeah,
dropped.
yeah, it dropped not like it's hot, it dropped like it was cold. So
Yes.
yeah, it was in the 30s, which is it got close to freezing. So one thing that we kind of did was just bring the stuff with us that we could carry, but we did cheat a little bit. I brought a blanket, and it was a good thing because the fact is that in that afternoon hike, although it was rather cool, I still worked up a good sweat.
Hmm.
And then there was no chance that my shirts, my 3 layers, were going to actually dry off
Yeah.
because it was cold. There was no sun. There was nothing to do that. So I had the 3 layers I had to basically get rid of and just go with the one
Hmm.
dry layer I had. So that's going to be a concern moving forward as we go through colder climates, and knowing that you got to find a way to dry off. I mean, you know,
And I think it's going to come down to rotating maybe an extra layer or two that's
yeah,
identical. I know it's not ideal to bring an extra shirt or an extra, second layer, but as long as you have the one on and then you're drying out the other as you're, hiking or whatever, I think it
yeah.
could still work.
Yeah, as we're going,
Um,
but we set up tent camps and went pretty quick, pretty quick setup, pretty quick breakdown. I
yeah, you were
believe,
timing me because you were out of your tent and packed up well ahead of me. Even though we both decided we wanted to get on the trail at 7 o'clock the next morning, I did not wake up. I
yeah,
did
but
wake up,
we did
but
make it.
oh yeah, no, we made it in time. But it,
Yeah,
it did feel like a rush for me. But I still had fun doing it. I had my little Charlie Brown tent, which is not adequate. It will not be adequate for future
mhm,
future camping because I just got too wet. And then, as William said, I cheated also. I had a regular bigger sleeping bag and a blanket.
mhm.
Because I haven't bought my trail sleeping bag that's good for those kind of temperatures, and then would pack, into my backpack. So yeah, it was fun to test that out, but knowing that I need two big things: purchase a tent and a sleeping bag.
But you were able to get most of those things, if not all those things, into your backpack before the big hike.
I got the Charlie Brown tent into my backpack because it's very lightweight, and
Yeah,
I got another sleeping bag. It is a very compact sleeping bag. It's just made for probably 2 seasons, maybe 1 season, like summertime. It's not made for the cold.
yeah,
And so I didn't use it. Then I actually used it as a pillow, but I did pack it in my pack as if it were my sleeping bag that I would be packing, just from a
yeah.
weight perspective, so I can have something on me.
Yeah, I could not get my sleeping bag. That's not going to work. I need a different sleeping bag. But I was able to get my tent into the backpack, which you loaned me a backpack, which was very sturdy and was able to carry a lot more. I was carrying about four and a half to it's about 4.5 liters of of liquid, mostly
Hmm.
water, and then some concentrated coffee,
Yeah.
assortments of snacks. I did forget my peanut butter sandwiches that I made for this.
Darn.
So I still had an assortment of snacks that I had for the day, and it was fine. And we headed out, and do you remember the name of the trail that we went up?
I do not know it. I know I mispronounce it every time.
But it's like Azalea Glen or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
so
right.
we started going out. It was fine. It was wonderful, and we kind of recreated what we did the night before, and then we got to kind of a fork in the road, if you will.
Yeah.
And about how far up do you think we were when we got that fork in the road? Just a
I think we did 2 miles. I want to say it was about 2 miles up into that spot, maybe a little less than that.
so about I think how many miles was it the whole thing? I think it was
It
only
was
like
supposed to be
six.
four, supposed to be four up, four down, but in
Okay.
totality, we did nine up and down.
Okay. So let's just say we're about halfway. We make this
Hmm.
decision. We could go to the right
Hmm.
and it's longer, right? Or we could go to the left and it's faster. And we chose the left, and I think it was a good decision in hindsight. But when
Yes.
we were going up this road, it was like called Lookout Road, Lookout Fire, whatever road.
Mhm.
It was steady steep, and we're thinking, I was thinking, what a big mistake, what an idiot,
Yeah.
because if we go to the right and it takes longer, but we're going to still end up at the same elevation, well, that would mean it's more gradual.
Right.
And if we this one's faster and it goes to the same elevation in a shorter distance, that means it's going to be steeper. But I didn't
Right.
think about that. We're just like, well, let's go faster. Let's go faster.
Yeah.
And I think it was at that point where I never saw you again after that. We
No, we
went our
saw each other
separate
occasionally.
ways.
No, because I stopped at one point, and you're
Yeah,
probably like
I
me
found
too.
you
Like
once. Yeah, yeah,
you're probably like me too when you're walking, usually probably by yourself. When you get on a rhythm, you don't want to slow that rhythm down or that pace down. Certainly, I didn't want to leave you completely alone, but though it felt like that on the way down, as you told me.
no,
But
that
I
was
did
the way
stop.
up.
I
But we
stopped at one
haven't even
point.
gotten to down yet.
I know. I stopped at one point to eat the rest of my breakfast, and I did
Yeah.
because I didn't have fuel for my small little stove that I ran out of. I did just overnight oats, and that worked out really well. So I ate half of that when we were at camp, and then I ate half of it on the way up when I was doing it. And you passed me, right? So then you came by, passed me, and then I caught back up to you, and then kept going.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I could have stayed and shot the breeze with you, but I was moving at
Yeah,
that point,
exactly.
and I knew that I had to get a good lead on you because you're going to
Mhm.
pass me. And it was one of those things, when you're driving like 50 miles an hour and you're feeling pretty good, you're going 50, maybe not too fast. And someone flies by you like nothing.
Mhm.
Just think of Ricky Bobby when he first goes back to driving. So, what are those airplanes? It's like when you passed me, it's like I don't have a chance. I couldn't keep up with you. So, we climbed up this road and eventually got to Cuyamaca Peak,
Yep.
right? And there were a lot of good views up as you go. It's beautiful as you get, but by the time we got to the top, we were above the clouds
Yeah,
basically.
we're in it, in the
In the
clouds,
clouds,
actually.
yeah. Above the clouds would have been pretty cool, but we're in the clouds.
Yeah.
So not quite the view that we're hoping for, but still good feeling of accomplishment
Hmm.
and knowing that we got to go back down too. And you had a good
Hmm.
rest because you're waiting for me, so you're probably waiting for me for about 45 minutes to an hour.
No, I
And
timed it. It was 20 minutes. I
okay,
actually did time it. I
yeah, it
was waiting
seemed
for
seemed
20
a
minutes.
lot longer. And then like, do you want to rest or something? That's the thing, is like I barely rested the whole time because I was going so
Mhm.
slow. But when we got to the top, I was frozen solid, and I
Yeah,
was just like, no, it was
let's get back
windy.
down.
Let's get back down. But then we had a decision to make, and what did we make our decision to go back down? Go
Let's
the
go
same
back
way?
the other way. That's more gradual on the way down.
Perfect sense. So we took Conejo Trail,
Yes.
um, and it was awesome at first. We're like, this is
Yeah,
great. And we're walking
lovely.
together and, we're just cruising along. And then we got to about a mile and a half of nothing but rocks.
Just rocky, rocky rock. It's like it was a
And
river, right? It used to had to have been like a stream that goes down the mountain because they're all like freaking river rocks,
yeah,
essentially. Oh, of course, it's dried up. There's no rain, no water, but just complete covered in rocks everywhere you look.
big rocks, little rocks, medium rocks, you name it. But Daniel jumped down like it was conejo, so he jumped down like a rabbit. He just
Like a spider goat.
spider coat, okay, make it happen.
Huh.
But for me, there were times when every step took me about 15 seconds,
Yeah.
maybe longer, maybe 15 to 30 seconds while I put my thing down. I had to really plan where am I
Right.
gonna put my next move, because one wrong move and that's it. You're
Yeah.
gonna tumble down. And my ankles kept turning like this as I stepped on rock after rock after rock. And it took me a long time to get through Conejo Trail, and
Yeah.
it was not fun for me. I would have recommended just going back down. And I know the good thing about going down the trail with the rocks is it made me slow down,
Hmm.
so my legs didn't get tore up as fast as if we had gone back down that fire
Would have
truck road.
hurt the knees for sure going down
Yeah,
that fire truck trail just on the asphalt itself and that's such a steep grade down.
yeah. So there, it definitely would have been difficult, but overall, it was really cool looking. I mean,
Hmm.
honestly, I think I got some good pictures and
Yeah.
everything else, but man, that was really hard, getting down that rocky path. And
Mhm.
then we ended up making it back. How long did it take us total?
I think I told you at the time was it like three hours something like that?
We started a little after 7, and I think we finished a little bit around 11. I think it might have been
Okay, so
closer
like
to 4.
4 hours then. Yeah.
It might have been closer to 4, but so that was slow going, definitely. And
Hmm.
had I not been with you, you could have finished in a lot faster, right? You spent a good portion waiting for me. But overall, what do you rate the hike, Daniel?
The hike is itself like for other people to do it, or what did I
Yeah,
rate our
is this a
ability?
recommendation? Is this something people should do, or what do you think?
I think it's beautiful. Yeah, no, I love it. I love it out there. I love Cuyamaca State. I think it's Cuyamaca Rancho State Park, is the name of the area. And there's a lot of cool trails. A lot of people go up Stonewall Mountain, which I kept pointing out the people at the top of Stonewall on the other side of us, that you couldn't see. But yeah, no, I love it there. The campground is really nice. Nobody there during the winter, that's for sure. And a lot of cool trails to check out. There are areas that it had burned down at one point, so there's a lot of kind of burnt trees in some areas, but there's a lot of greenery that's regrown over the last few years. It is a really beautiful view on a clear day, and even though the Williams picture is absolutely clear, with the clouds in the background, that's when we started coming back down, I believe, when you took that. And so the clouds had kind of dispersed before they came back for us. But yeah, it's usually a beautiful view west, and you can see quite a long ways.
No, I think this may have been on the way up.
Okay.
Uh, TBH. I don't think I took too many pictures on the way down because I was too worried about falling.
Okay.
This I believe was on from the fire truck road, from the Lookout Road. Um,
Got
and
it.
because you go back and forth, on this road like this, and so I would have to take breathers and snap a picture. But it was a good trail. I think it was challenging. Daniel, this is not your first time climbing to Cuyamaca Peak.
Right. Yeah. No, it
You've
is a
done it
challenging
before.
hike. I think because of the steepness and the elevation, it's not a beginner hike whatsoever.
Mhm. I think if you go up like what we did the first day, to go up the Azalea Glen loop, right?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
nice one for people to
Mhm.
do. Anyone can do those. But I would be very careful about doing the other one without, some kind of trekking pole.
Yeah. I
I
don't
would
know how
say,
people do it without
I
poles
mean,
with
stick to
those
the
rocks.
road, I would say, but going down Conejo Pass, or Conejo Trail, might be a little bit difficult. But hey, if you're skilled, and people were running up it, it's just like
Yeah.
there's always going to be these people, these fitness fanatics, these crazy people, the trail runners, the ultimate, ult, what do you call it yourself, ultra marathoners and things like that.
Hmm.
who do these crazy things to run up and down this. I don't know how.
Yeah.
That's a definite skill set, but I think that this was challenging for me, and
Mhm.
feel good to have made it. And what the name of the campground we stayed at? Pikachu or
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah,
Paso Picacho.
Picacho, that's what it was. And
Picacho.
then
Yeah.
the state park has two campgrounds. It has that one where we stayed at, which is closer to the mountain, and then it has Green Valley, which is a little bit lower elevation, where you can still get on the same trails.
Mhm.
It just takes a little longer because you're climbing a bit more elevation. But that campground doesn't open until spring.
Okay. And so it was cold. It was we got down off that mountain right before it started to rain. We went ahead
Yes.
and went to Julian to get some pie for our wives, and
Yep.
you know, and it was raining after that. So I think it was well timed, well done.
Agree.
Um, and yeah, I recommend it. I'm just saying, be careful. It's just something to where, yeah, it was good. But we were able to accomplish something. We were able to do it with more weight than we had done our previous hike.
Mhm. Yep.
In case you didn't see, it was Otay Mountain, and it was just with basic backpacks, nothing big. Whereas we challenged ourselves a little bit more with you know a shorter climb, right?
Mhm.
This one was
Yeah.
shorter distance, but the elevation gain may have been about the same. But I think that the
Right.
problem with this one, or the difference with this one, was the challenging terrain, plus
Mhm.
the additional weight that we put on ourselves to make it happen. So, all
Yeah, I
right.
see we learned a ton, right? And I think other episodes to look out for in the future is things that we learned about cooking and what to pack for food. I think will be a fun episode to kind of dive into that a bit more because that in itself is a whole area in which I have a lot more to learn, but I also had I think a lot of fun with a couple good recipes.
And I mean, if you take the time to make peanut butter sandwiches, go ahead and bring them. Don't leave them at home.
Yeah, lesson learned.
Lesson learned. All right. Anything else before we go, Daniel?
No, that's great.
Okay, so this is a point where I tell you, hey, go ahead, get out there, do something different. Let's explore. Let's see what's going on out there. I did say it started to rain, it's true, but we still got up and down this peak without any rain. It was cold, yes, it's true, but you can still look at my picture.
Look how
Come on,
beautiful that is.
get out there, go explore. Be sure to go out and challenge yourself. Remember, if you are challenging yourself with something for Lent, let us know what it is. We'll keep up. We'll keep checking on with you, and you know, be good.
Peace.